Yeah, this is officially the Arsenal run. It's officially the Arsenal run. I'm not even joking. This is officially the Arsenal run. I wanted to come here and do a video because I was sitting down thinking, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't see any other Premier League team winning Arsenal or even competing against them for the Premier League. I just don't. I don't see no other team looking anywhere near as good and as strong as Arsenal. It's facts, bro. And yes, people will say last season they were struggling. Last season they won dirty. Last season they was like, you know what I mean? It was a bad season, horrible Premier League season overall. And they won with a lot of cheating, they won with a lot of whatever, whatever. Yes, it was a dirty season for them. But everybody gotta have a dirty season for the first season. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do to win. And they done what they had to do to win. Yes, the first season was a very shambolic season for them. Yes, the first season was like them scrambling and everything. But they literally went past their nightmare, which was fumbling the Premier League, which they had done so many times, and they were always judged about doing that, and they were judged again because they were this close from fumbling again to City. But then they managed to come back. And that's the thing that matters. Is now they were back. They won. They went to the Champions League final and their confidence boosted. And now this season, they barely sold any players. They got literally the same lineup. Same players, same lineup, same manager, all the same. While other teams are changing, they're all the same. They added a few small players that can make a difference, can be rotational players, and can impact the game. Yes, they done that. But they kept the same lineup, the same lads, the same everything. And I'm not gonna lie, yes, the first season was horrible for them. But now they get to go out and actually play football because they already won the first season. They won the Premier League last season. So now they can lay back a little bit and play football. Because now they ain't gonna have as much pressure as they did on the first season. Because they hadn't won in God knows how many years. And they had so much pressure, and also with them fumbling other Premier Leagues, they had even more pressure because people did not believe and everything. And then even Arsenal fans, more to the end, didn't believe, and they're already saying that they were gonna fumble. But Arteta kept it together, like the players kept it together, and they won the season. It's facts. And now this season, I don't see no other team, because the only team that was rivaling them was Manchester City. And with Pep gone, Manchester City, it's not the same city. It's just not the same city. That city was only city at that level because of Pep Guardiola. And it's facts. And we saw it, and now we will know. And during this season, hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't see City being nowhere near the same and as strong and as big club as they were when Pep Guardiola was there. And it's facts. And now they lost the greatest manager in history of their club, and probably one of the greatest managers in history of football. They lost him, they lost Rodri, and they lost quite a few players of the squad. And I'm not gonna lie, they are not looking like the same City out there. They are not. So I don't see City competing with Arsenal this season. I really don't. And then we can go to a Chelsea. I believe Chelsea can be a very good team. Chelsea can be a team that actually tries just a little bit to compete and make Arsenal a bit scared. But I would say that. But I'm not going to say that because in the last seasons, all the other seasons, Chelsea just hasn't showed up. Chelsea just hasn't done they haven't done nothing. They haven't looked scary. Their team has not looked scary at all. They buy so many players. And then their players just drop a lot of level when they're there. Enzo, no, that Enzo hasn't been Enzo. And after the World Cup and during the World Cup, I haven't seen Enzo doing an Enzo type play. You know what I mean? And I just don't see Arsenal overall. But however, Chelsea. But Chelsea did go out and bought quite a few players that maybe could change, including Morgan Rogers. They're really bored. They really went out and really spent money. But that doesn't mean that it's gonna change. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully Chelsea actually does something this season. And then we can move on to Man United. Man United are looking good. Man United are looking very good compared to other seasons. Man United is probably looking uh one of the high teams in the Premier League. However, is Man United competing for that Premier League? Nope. I don't see Man United. Yes, Man United is getting back. Yes, Man United is getting back. And Man United is looking good. Man United is looking very good. But are they going to be a challenge for Arsenal? No, I don't see that. I really don't see that. They are coming back. They're making progress in the club, but they are still not there. I don't see them still being there on that high level to compete with Arsenal. I don't see that. We can move on to Liverpool. Liverpool actually might be one of the only ones that might compete with Arsenal a little bit this season. But from previous seasons that I saw since Klopp left and everything, Liverpool has just not been the same. Has not been the same since Klopp left. But I think this season we'll get a way better Liverpool than we got last season. Because last season was a disgraceful type of Liverpool, and it was horrible. It was a horrible Liverpool to see, bro. I'm not even going to lie. It was a horrible Liverpool to see. It was probably one of the worst Liverpool seasons. But I think this season we'll get a way better Liverpool, and we'll get like a top tier Liverpool. Probably not the best that we've got, obviously, with Klopp not being there and everything. But I think we'll get a very high level Liverpool, and maybe competing against Arsenal a little bit. But I don't see no Premier League team competing with Arsenal this season. I'm gonna be so real. Arsenal won last season, got their boost, confidence up, and the only team that was going up against them was City, who lost their manager that was there for 10 years. Probably one of the greatest managers ever. Lost him. They also lost Rodri, who is a manager in the pitch. They lost so many vital players. They still got players, but at the end of the day, it's not the same City. They don't play the same. Obviously not, because Pep Guardiola is not there. But it's just not the same dominant Man City and scary Man City that when you go up against and you got City, you're gonna get violated. It's not that same City. It's not that same City. And now when you look at Arsenal, you go up against Arsenal and you go like, okay, now it's gonna be a hard game. Now we're probably gonna get roasted. And it's facts. You're gonna get clawed when you go up against Arsenal. Arsenal is basically the new City. And this is what I'm saying. This might be Arsenal's era. This really might be Arsenal era. And this might be the beginning of Arsenal's era. And Arsenal's triumph and Arsenal winning a lot of stuff. This might be the beginning. I'm not even going to lie. But I really don't see nobody going up against Arsenal in this Premier League. I really see them going back to back on, like, you know what I mean? I just don't see any other team going up against them. Also, Arsenal won 3-0, right? Against Coventry or whatever on the opener and everything. And they looked good. See Saka back on the score sheet, looking amazing. But they're running the same lineup, the same everything. They're really running the same stuff, and they are looking even better than last season. I'm gonna be real. That's why I'm saying I don't see nobody coming up against Arsenal in this Premier League season. Also, Victor Gyökeres, a player that you paid 70 million, if I'm not mistaken, 70 million, for Victor Gyökeres, and you thought he was the guy. Maybe he came in and he's not the guy, but it was his first season. But I feel like if you pay that type of money and now he's basically a bench player. Let's be real, he's a bench player. And if you pay that type of money for a player, I'm assuming you're gonna play him the whole time. And since they don't have a crazy main striker, number 9, like a pure number 9, like Havertz not pure number 9. Maybe he's getting there, but Havertz, let's be real, he's not a pure number 9. And plus, Arsenal fans and everything are saying that the guy is like 20 times better than Gyökeres, which I don't comment on that, but I just don't see how Arsenal fans, the football world is crazy because they can be with you and then against you the next day. Because Havertz, Arsenal fans were saying Havertz not the guy, Havertz not good enough, Havertz not all this. Like a few years back, like when he came and everything, and he was judged, he was critiqued a lot and everything. And now Arsenal fans want to say that he's better than Gyökeres, or he's just he's just a better striker, just like an Arsenal type striker. He's just that good and everything. So now they back him. But what was that same energy with Havertz back then when he came from Chelsea and all that? Where is that same energy? Because I don't like. I just don't get. I don't get football fans. I'm waffling here, bro, but I don't get it. Anyways, I think Gyökeres should be played a little bit more, or at least just sell it because I'm gonna be real. I see Arsenal selling Gyökeres because Gyökeres not doing good in at Arsenal. But what does he expect? He wanted to leave Sporting, and he had so many offers. Like, let's be real. The season that he had so many offers to go to so many clubs. Probably the big clubs. Like, he could have landed Barcelona, he could have landed Real Madrid, he could have landed, you know what I mean? Inter, he could have landed PSG probably because they needed a number 9. He could have landed so many places on that season that he had a wilding season that Arsenal bought him. He could have landed anywhere, but he wanted Arsenal. So you want Arsenal. And what do you expect? Like, yes, Arsenal at that time basically needed the number 9. They didn't have a pure number 9. But let's be real. If you're going to a club at that magnitude and you don't perform straight away like crazy, you are not going to be played. And when you go to a club that big, winning Premier League and trophies and competing for so many the best trophies in the world, and they're considering basically one of the greatest teams right now in world football. Let's be real. And you go into a team like that and you think you are not going to be benched, is crazy. So he knew he was gonna be benched. Yes, he's getting more money than what he was at Sporting. But let's be real, he could have got that same money anywhere else and play as main striker, play like probably 2 times more game time than what he's getting right now. Or 3 times more and be the main striker of so many other teams and get the same money that he's getting at Arsenal. But he chose to go to Arsenal. So at this point, it's his fault. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, Arsenal should either sell him or just, you know what I mean? Or just play the guy because you're not going to waste that type of money and not play the guy. At least you should sell him while he's still going for a lot of money. Because now I just see Gyökeres going down. Going down. But let's not go off topic. I'ma just end this off by just saying Arsenal are gonna have their run now. Arsenal are really going to have their run now. And I don't see anybody stopping in the Premier League. All the teams are not looking scary anymore. They're not looking as scary as like a Man City before. As like a Liverpool before with Mo Salah and Mane and whatever. I don't see any team looking that scary that can compete against Arsenal. Arsenal might have a free Premier League. I'm being so dead ass. This is crazy. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. I just wanted to come out here and just because I was just thinking, I was just like, yo, let me just make a video on this. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you do watch any mini of my video, I really do appreciate it. Yes, I'm waffling, but if you do listen to this waffle and if you agree, let me know your comments. Let me know your opinions and everything.